was genuinely lovely to be here, and it was lovely to be recognised last year with that award. I think anyone who became a new MP in 2010 knew they were getting into quite a difficult situation. The finances of the country, the situation with the deficit after the financial crisis meant there were going to be some difficult things to make, and it's hard to be a constituency MP at times, and I think everyone, whichever side they're on, genuinely feels that in this Parliament. But I have to say, even more than that, there have been some things that I've had to deal with as a constituency MP in this term already, which I never thought or could have been prepared to deal with. They include the appalling double murder of two young female police officers in my constituency in 2012. A hugely difficult time for the area and for the police, but also, and perhaps directly relevant to this group of people, a situation, a fight that broke out in the centre of Hyde, which resulted in a full-scale invasion from the EDL, from the BNP, and all of the associated components and problems that do come with that. And I'll tell you one thing that both of those incidents taught me. It's that the role of elected politicians at times like that really does become extremely important. It's important because they can do a great deal of bad, and I would simply remind you all that when Nick Griffin comes to my patch, he comes as an elected representative of those people, which I think is very hard for us to contend with, and it must change. But also because they can do a great deal of good. They can do a great deal of good, whether it is in a pastoral role, bringing the community together after something like the police murder that I had to deal with, but also they can do a great deal of good in standing on the streets at times, as it is with things like the English Defence League, saying, this is my community, you are not welcome here, we will make a stand against you, and we will not allow you to come in here, threaten violence, intimidate people, and I'm with you, and I'm not down in Westminster, this is my area, and I'll make that stand. And I think at moments like that, and it's a very difficult time, you can even hear that in my voice, to see your constituency, your town where you live, almost fortified in terms of the police presence and the mob of people who come, but it really makes a difference. And you know, if you look through history, at all of British political history or anywhere else, you know, it has always been easy. It's always been the cheapest political trick to divide communities. There's something about human nature that really resonates to that when you tell people the problems of these people you don't understand and you're not familiar with. And we've had history in our country of prejudice against, well, Jewish people, against the black community. Now it seems that Muslims are, in the main, the brunt of that. And it's always been easy to do that, but it's always the wrong way, and it's always harder, but the better thing to do to bring people together. And that's why I think the awards and what you've done with this and making it a thing that people are aware of and part of is incredibly important. The one other thing I just wanted to say is that, and it's something that Tim referenced in his remarks as well. You know, I didn't grow up with a strong familiarity with diversity. There's sometimes, and I really hate this, a sense that belief in that multiculturalism is maybe a metropolitan thing or maybe even a middle-class thing. When I grew up in a mining community in the northeast of England, I don't think we knew any Catholics, let alone any Muslims, to be honest. And, you know, it was not a place where people could be comfortable with their sexuality. It wasn't a place, because of the time and the social norms there, it was very difficult to do that. But I always had a belief and an enjoyment in learning about other people's stories. And I think if you have that respect for other people, not tolerance, but you celebrate that diversity, that is an incredible strength. And the more parliamentarians you encourage to be upfront, make that a big part of their work, frankly, the better. So thank you very much for everything that you do. It's brilliant to be invited to this part of the celebration, and I hope we'll see another great event on the 5th of November. It's absolutely brilliant, so let's keep it up.